Hello and welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George from Movie Misfit, and today I'm going to take a look at the Tiger Claws Trilogy released on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. So, truth be told, I have been dying to show this one to you for some time now. I did order it way before Christmas along with a Bolo Syndrome and New York Ninja. I also have a fourth title, which is TC2000, which is there in the pile somewhere to share with you pretty soon. Where is it? Oh yes, I said now. Sorry. So yes, dying to get round to this one. Of course, I've just ordered that many. It's crazy. I don't have enough time, as I've said before. But here we have it from Vinegar Syndrome, beautifully designed and gorgeously drawn on one side here. This is the Tiger Claws Trilogy from producer and star Jalal Merhi, Persian-Canadian filmmaker who many martial arts movie fans will know, of course. This is him here from movies such as TC2000, Talons of the Eagle, Fearless Tiger, Operation Phoenix. He has made quite a bit, and they're all often usually straight to video or straight to DVD. Haven't seen anything from him in a long time now, of course, but I would say Tiger Claws, especially part one, is probably one of the better movies. There's a handful that are much better than others, and that's just typical of any filmmaker, especially an independent, and that's what I think Jalal falls under, is an independent filmmaker, and I do quite enjoy him. I think he's fun to watch. He makes okay to very good movies, and of course when you have someone like Cynthia Rothrock or Bolo Yeung alongside you, or Billy Blanks, of course, who starred in many of his movies, you're on to a winner. So yes, here we are. This is a beautifully sturdy slip that comes with it. Edition, so there's 5,000 limited. This is 3,381, so you can just see that on top here. So the movie itself slips out from the bottom here, and I'll just take that out quickly and show you that it is very, very, that's pretty solid. Great protection. But that artwork, that is friggin' stunning. I only hope that there's a poster in here of this, because I really want to get it stuck up here in the studio. So before I get into this, I initially only had Tiger Claws on VHS. So here we have it. And this again was a 1991 production, directed by Kelly Makin, who, it was his directorial debut actually. I'm guessing a Canadian director, given that Jalal is Canadian. This is his directorial debut, and then he went on to do Mickey Blue Eyes with Hugh Grant. And then from there became a television director on shows such as Flashpoint, the US remake of Queer as Folk, Vikings, and a load of others. He's still going, as far as I'm aware, still going. But yes, this is the VHS version, and very attractive cover. Probably I would say Cindy hasn't looked as good on any of her covers as she does here. This is a stunning wee piece, and I didn't know what to expect. I remember going into Extravision, this is where I bought it from, and getting it ex-rental, which was great because it was only like £3 ex-rental. So £1.50 for a 3-day film hire, or £3 to buy it ex-rental. Very excited. And of course, on the back, seeing that Bolo was in there, and already by this stage knowing enough about Kung Fu cinema, and I'd only been getting into it about 3 or 4 years, but I'd already had a good enough little collection behind me as a young teen of videos. So yes, that was the videotape. Now for the first, I never got part 2 or part 3. Never did find it on VHS released here, but I am excited to see them, and of course more so the fact that they're on Blu-ray. And having watched and opened and went through, as you can see in my past videos, Bolo Syndrome and New York Ninja from Vinegar Syndrome, I am really fucking excited to see what they have done with this. So excited, because again, these labels like 88, like Vinegar Syndrome, like Eureka, the Vengeance Pack. They do such an amazing job on cleaning up these old movies, I guess. I mean, 1991 was a long time away. I was only in my 3rd year of high school at this time. But yes, here we are. Again, that beautiful cover. First of all, I'm going to get into what's involved. So Tiger Claws 1, 2 and 3 is included, of course. Produced by actor and martial artist Jalal Merhi. The Tiger Claws series has become a staple for the straight-to-video martial arts movies of the 90s. Very, very true. Okay, special features. Here we go. Brand new commentary track with producer and actor Jalal Merhi for all 3 films. Very, very good. I'm excited for that. Sharpening the Claws, a making of documentary on Tiger Claws with actress Cynthia Rothrock and Jalal Merhi. Martial art porn, a making of documentary on Tiger Claws 2 with Cynthia Rothrock and Jalal Merhi. Mystical Claws, a making of documentary on Tiger Claws 3 with Cynthia Rothrock and Jalal Merhi. And original video trailers for all 3 films. Now what I have never mentioned while doing these movies, and I really should because I do get questioned about it, is the regions and things like that. So region free 2-disc Blu-ray set, newly scanned and restored in 4K from their original 35mm camera negatives, double-sided poster, fucking right, yes, limited edition of 5,000, reversible cover artwork, and English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. So excited. Okay, so again, cover here. I'm just going to open this one up and get straight into it because it is a flip cover, of course. But I think I have got to stick with this artwork because it is friggin' gorgeous. And then on the other side, I don't have to make a choice because on the slip, of course, you have got the pleasure of both of them, which is really kind of clever, actually. So I'm going to pop that back in and then I'll just share with you what is inside here. So inside, of course, we have the double-sided poster, the 2 discs, which you can see behind there. And I'm going to open this poster up first, of course. Let me just spin these discs to make sure that when I show them, they're the right way up. There we are. So this, I'm very excited for. I really, as soon as this came in the post, I was so excited to, hoping that there would be a poster with it that I could frame and put up here. I know I've got tons of Kung Fu Bob's artwork, but this is pretty damn special. Ugh. Don't want to get too many fingerprints over it. But look at that. It's like a comic book cover. It is absolutely friggin' gorgeous. In fact, I would love to see a comic book by this artist of Tiger Claws and continuing stories with these characters. I think it'd be pretty amazing. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then of course on the other side, the more 90s style poster that we would have all seen. I'm just going to set that aside there to flatten out so I can get it into a frame. So here we go. Beautiful split on the discs there with, so what do we got? We got on disc 1 Tiger Claws and Tiger Claws 2, and disc 3 is Tiger Claws 3 and the special features, I guess, like the making ofs and things like that. So Tiger Claws 2 then was made 5 years later in '96, and director Kelly Makin didn't stay around, so the writer of part 1 made his directorial debut with Tiger Claws 2. J. Stephen Monder, I think his name is. So he took over as director and went on to write many of Jalal Merhi's movies. I'm going to put this in upside down because it's actually safer, believe it or not. So he wrote many of his movies like Fearless Tiger, Talons of the Eagle, TC 2000, which again I have from Vinegar Syndrome and I'm going to be sharing with you very, very soon. And then he also went on to write and direct Tiger Claws 3 which was then made 4 years later in 2000. And with part 3, again, I haven't seen... I think I caught part 3 on television when I lived in Toronto, because I was living in Toronto around that time. Had I known that they were shooting, I think they were shooting in Toronto, maybe not. Had I known they were shooting, I know at that point Tuxedo and Bulletproof Monk were kicking around, and I was trying to chase them down. But there's a lot less Cindy, I believe, in part 3. Now, many fans, of course, are complaining about that, but there is the addition of the wonderful Lorraine Avedon from No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and 3, King of the Kickboxers and so on, and of course Kung Fu legend Carter Wong from 18 Bronze Men, The Magnificent, and many, many more, of course. He is a legend. Big Trouble in Little China probably would be his most famous Western movie, where he plays Thunder. So yes, I guess I don't necessarily need to go and compare it in terms of quality check, compare it against the VHS, because it's obviously not going to hold up, the video, I mean. But I do want to go and watch them, get through that, get through the extra features. I may not get through all the audio commentaries, because that would mean watching the movies maybe 6 times. There we are. So altogether 6 times. But yes, I don't have that time, so I will be back very soon. Okay, so I'm finally back after watching Tiger Claws 1, 2 and 3, this beautiful trilogy released from Vinegar Syndrome. I honestly, first of all, I'll get over my only gripe. As much as I love the box and the design of the box, once you take this out, you need to be extremely careful slipping it back in, as this is so sturdy and so solid. It catches the plastic on the cover and starts to lift it either side, so you need to just edge that in gently as if it's your first time. So yes, absolutely stunning prints. I mean, fantastic looking. Of course, I didn't need to put on the VHS, because I knew with having watched New York Ninja and the Bolo Syndrome from Vinegar Syndrome that the prints would be amazing. Now, they didn't wow me quite as much as New York Ninja and Ebola Syndrome, but they are still quite amazing. I did watch, because I had seen Tiger Claws 1 on VHS, I did watch it this time with Jalal Merhi's audio commentary, which was very insightful, I have to say, very insightful. And I even popped it on here and there throughout 2 and 3. But there was, perhaps as insightful as it was, perhaps too many long pauses in between certain scenes. It just left this kind of deathly silence. There was no like movie sound popping back in there, and it was just Jalal just kind of like thinking about the next thing that was coming up there. So I mean, it was, yes, insightful, interesting, but you've got a wee moment there where you're kind of wondering, has he fallen asleep, or is he still in the room? So 2 and 3 finally got to see them for as in the full movies, and of course in HD, and they were a lot of fun. I have to be honest, they were a lot of fun. You know, when you read the reviews from people online, and over the years listen to what people have said about them, they weren't as bad as people were giving off about. It was interesting to know that, because in part 3 Cindy isn't a big part of it, that was down to her being pregnant. Jalal then had to rewrite the script to make it seem like she was there at the start and then got killed off, and the idea was, because it was more of a supernatural themed movie, that she would then return from the dead, I suppose, after having her baby, and then continue with her role. But I have to say, it was nice to have Lorraine Avedon and Carter Wong pop up. It was great to see them both in action, and Carter looked fantastic, and it was a fine replacement for Bolo, who obviously couldn't come back for part 3. I will do a full review of each of the movies on the website, invincibleasia.com, very, very soon. I'm trying to review on the site everything that I'm doing via video. But yes, the making of part one lasts for about just under 30 minutes, so probably maybe 27, 28 minutes long. Again, very, very insightful. Part 2 and 3, the making ofs of part 2 and 3 lasted for about 18 minutes, probably 18 to 19 minutes. But yes, very interesting watch. Very insightful as to Jalal's thoughts on things, quite personal stories, quite personal moments. Often seemed like he had maybe a bit of a chip on his shoulder by certain people and things. But that's understandable when you put your heart and soul into a movie and things kind of don't go your way or get thrown back at you. It obviously becomes quite personal. But yeah, they still made for quite an interesting watch, as Cindy gets interviewed there throughout as well also. So there we are. That's the gorgeous artwork once again. Beautiful. Again, I love this artwork. I really want to see a Tiger Claws comic book from whoever did this artwork. I'm sorry that I can't find a name. But yes, I'm going to pop a link in the description below, and I will go back through all my videos and do this. It's something I should have been doing because a lot of you are asking where I'm getting certain movies, especially the ones from Germany. So I will go back through. I will pop a link on the bottom with a link as to where you're going to pick these up, of course, from Vinegar Syndrome, and then with the rest, so you can go back and look through and see where you get them from. But this is highly recommended. I haven't had as much fun watching 90s martial arts, especially American or Canadian martial arts movies, in a while. They're a bit of a sore point for me because they were all kind of samey, but Jalal likes to take them in a different direction, and again, I can't wait to get into the TC2000. I'm kind of hoping that Vinegar Syndrome will release Talons of the Eagle. I think that would be a cool one to get my hands on. And if you're watching Vinegar Syndrome, if you wouldn't mind, just on the subject of Cynthia Rothrock, perhaps Rage and Honor 1 and 2, that'd be great. Okay, join me next time when I take a look at my favourite Wong Kar-wai movie, As Tears Go By, with Andy Lau and Jackie Chun, the Blu-ray special edition, which I picked up in the Nova Media winter sale. Until then, enjoy your Kung Fu, and I'll see you soon.